$600 billion. A jaw-dropping number. On May 13, 2025, Donald Trump stood in Saudi Arabia and announced that Riyadh would commit $600 billion in investments across the United States. The White House, but what does that mean? Is it real, or is it a PR spectacle? And what does buying Trump even imply in this context? In this video, we peel back the curtain, the promises, the power plays, the ties, the risks, and ask, has Saudi Arabia actually purchased influence over the former president? Let's rewind. The U.S.-Saudi relationship isn't new, it's one of the most enduring alliances in modern geopolitics. Since the 1940s, America has traded military protection and political support for Saudi oil. Through wars, embargoes, and regime shifts, that deal has endured. But under Donald Trump, the tone changed. Business overtook diplomacy. When Trump made Riyadh his first foreign visit in 2017, it wasn't just symbolic, it was transactional. He emphasized deals, not democracy, dollars, not doctrine. The image of Trump touching the glowing orb alongside King Salman and Egypt's Abdel Fattah el-Sisi became a viral shorthand for that shift, a blend of spectacle, ambition, and money. Now in 2025, history is repeating, only this time the stakes are bigger. A $600 billion promise dwarfs anything seen before. The White House framed it as a strategic investment in America's future, but critics say it's a rebranding of a pattern. Huge announcements, uncertain delivery. Saudi Arabia gains legitimacy and leverage. Trump gains political theater and a talking point about bringing money home. The real question isn't just whether the cash will flow, it's what's being traded behind the scenes. On paper, the numbers are staggering $600 billion over several years, spanning energy, tech, defense, infrastructure, and finance. But once you read the fine print, the picture gets fuzzy. Most of these so-called investments come in the form of MOUs, non-binding agreements that signal intent but carry no legal weight. Governments love them because they look impressive in headlines. Investors love them because they buy goodwill without spending a cent up front. Saudi Arabia's sovereign wealth fund, the PIF, is reportedly the main vehicle funding this package. It already controls over $900 billion in assets and is the engine behind Vision 2030 Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman's plan to wean the kingdom off oil. The U.S. deal fits perfectly into that playbook. Access American technology, build global prestige, and reinforce political alliances that secure Saudi power. Meanwhile, Trump's team hails it as proof of his negotiating genius, the biggest foreign investment in American history. But observers point out that many figures are recycled from old initiatives inflated by vague projections. Beneath the headlines, the deal's core may be more about perception than execution, a mutually beneficial show of strength between a businessman president and a monarchy eager for influence. At the center is the Public Investment Fund, chaired by Crown Prince MBS. The PIF's strategy is clear. Buy into future industries, gaming, AI, cloud computing, renewable energy to shape global narratives and diversify income. Its executives have close ties to Western consultants and political insiders. Then comes Jared Kushner, who continues to blur the line between public service and private gain. After leaving the White House, he secured a $2 billion investment from the PIF for his firm Affinity Partners, a move that raised ethics alarms. In 2025, his network re-enters the stage through the EA buyout and other tech ventures backed by Saudi money. Meanwhile, the Trump organization maintains brand licensing deals worth millions with Saudi developers. These are technically private business projects, but they keep the Trump name visible and profitable across the Gulf. Add defense contractors and lobbyists to the mix, and you get a powerful ecosystem, money flowing from Riyadh, influence circulating through Washington, and the Trump family orbit at the center. Whether or not it's illegal, the optics are undeniable. This is how soft power gets built. Influence doesn't always mean bribes or brown envelopes. It often looks like friendship, access, and mutual benefit. When billions of dollars hang in the balance, even symbolic commitments can shape policy. For Trump, the optics of foreign investment pouring into the U.S. reinforce his America First narrative, even if that money comes from abroad. For Saudi Arabia, aligning with a former president who might return to power guarantees early access and goodwill in Washington. That's a strategic hedge, but there's a dark side. Analysts warn that deepening economic interdependence between a foreign monarchy and a U.S. political dynasty could erode transparency. If Trump softens his stance on Saudi controversies like human rights or regional military actions, critics will ask whether it's policy or payback. There's also reputational risk. For U.S. companies involved, being seen as part of a Trump-Saudi axis could invite political scrutiny. For the Saudis, the association carries its own hazards. Trump is polarizing, and betting on him could backfire if political winds shift. Ultimately, the $600 billion announcement isn't just economics. It's diplomacy disguised as investment, and influence disguised as friendship. The Electronic Arts deal illustrates how Saudi capital weaves through Trump world networks. In 2025, EA agreed to a $55 billion buyout led by Silver Lake, Affinity Partners, and the PIF. That's one of the largest gaming acquisitions in history, a move that shocked Wall Street and gamers alike. What's remarkable isn't just the price tag, but the players involved. Kushner's Affinity, still flush with Saudi funds, re-enters the deal scene with a strategic role. EA isn't just a video game company. It's a cultural powerhouse, with franchises like FIFA, Madden, and Battlefield reaching hundreds of millions of users. For Saudi Arabia, buying into that ecosystem means cultural influence, soft power in entertainment, esports, and AI-driven media. For Kushner and the Trump network, it's financial opportunity wrapped in geopolitical importance. But regulators are wary. The U.S. CFI-US committee has already hinted at closer scrutiny of any deal involving foreign sovereign funds. If approved, this could open the door for more Saudi-backed acquisitions in media and tech. Whether the EA deal goes through or not, it exemplifies a larger trend, the merging of politics, money, and entertainment under one powerful umbrella. Skeptics argue that grand investment pledges are Saudi Arabia's signature tactic. From NEOM to Vision 2030, the kingdom often announces projects worth hundreds of billions, only for money to stall or shrink. The $600 billion figure, critics say, is as much political theater as fiscal reality. Economists also question whether the PIF can actually deliver. With oil prices fluctuating and domestic megaprojects draining resources, Riyadh's liquidity is tighter than headlines suggest. Every $100 billion invested abroad is $100 billion, not fueling homegrown development. There's also the counter-argument of mutual interest. The U.S. gets foreign capital, the Saudis get access and technology. In that view, this isn't buying influence, it's strategic alignment between partners. Defenders of Trump claim he's simply leveraging America's negotiating power to attract investment, just as any president would. Still, the optics are hard to ignore. Even if the money never fully materializes, the perception that Trump's circle is financially entangled with a foreign monarchy raises ethical and political questions that won't fade soon. The story may not be about a sale, it may be about the illusion of one, and how perception itself becomes a form of power. So did Saudi Arabia buy Donald Trump? In a literal check-in-the-mail sense, no. But through capital pledges, strategic investments, intertwined financial ecosystems, and alignment of interests, yes, there's a real possibility of influence being purchased, or at least attempted. The $600 billion commitment is a narrative of grandeur. Whether it becomes legacy or mirage depends on execution, oversight, and pushback. For watchers of U.S. politics, global finance, and Middle Eastern power plays, this is a story still unfolding. If you liked this breakdown, hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell because we'll be watching these deals closely. Drop a comment. Which of these $600 billion promises do you think will actually happen, and which will fizzle?